afternoon. Welcome to your practice. My name is Libby Nicholaou, and we were doing this class over on Instagram Live, and the connection got choppy and disconnected several times. So if you are with us over there on Wednesday, then I appreciate you trying to stick with it, and I hope this class serves your body and gives you a way to ground into your afternoon or whatever time of day it is that you're practicing this. So we're actually going to get started in a supported virasana, and if you have a block or a pillow, you can take one or two or many and place them under your hips. And I take them and I place them between my ankles. Bring the shins parallel to each other, the knees in line with your hips, and then you can sit back down onto your props. You can rest your hands on your thighs. And for our practice today, we're working with the idea of there being more strength, there being more courage, being more ability inside of us than we often give ourselves credit for, or than we often are able to see or perceive of. So we each have this incredible strength, this incredible adaptability. We're living through several pandemics right now, and we're staying strong, we're staying committed to ourselves, to our practice. And so through our practice today on the mat, it is a space for us to connect in with kind of this understanding that we have more, that we have more strength to continue to make our way through this time. So you can rest your hands on your thighs, you can soften your eyes or close your gaze, and begin to notice where your body is connected to your mat. You might notice the shins, the toenails, the tops of your feet. And then perhaps start to kind of sit into the weight of your body and start to feel where your sits bones are grounding down into your prop underneath your seat. And then perhaps notice the weight of your shoulders as they relax down your back. Perhaps notice the weight of your hands on your thighs. And then start to notice this grounding energy met with this rising energy from the sits bones, from your tailbone, all the way up to the crown of your head. And we'll take a breath in and bring our awareness from our left hip all the way up the left side of the body up to the crown of your head. And we'll take another breath in, tracing the right side of the body with our awareness from the right hip up to the crown of your head. And take another breath, tracing the back body from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. And take a fourth breath, tracing the front body from the pelvis all the way up to the crown of your head. Perhaps feeling encapsulated, feeling held by your breath, by your awareness. Perhaps feeling emboldened. We'll take a full body breath, breathe in through your nose. You can sigh it out your mouth. Full inhale. Exhale out the mouth. One more. And you can take your arms and reach them up towards the sky. Bring the palms down in front of your heart center. We'll come together for the sound of Om. Breath in. Om. And you can take your head in a circle, one direction, up and around, and then take your head in another circle, up and around. Bring your head to face to the top of your mat. Interlace your fingers, right thumb in front, and invert the palms, extend the elbows, engage into your belly, rise onto your shins, lift your arms up and overhead. Find a breath in. As you exhale, sit back down onto your props, draw your chin to your chest, reach your arms out in front of you. Breathe in to rise yourself back up. Lift your arms, press through your thumb pads. This time take a side bend over to your right. And then come back up through center, a side bend over to your left. And then come back up through center. As you exhale, reach your arms forward, lower your hips, rounding in the upper back. Then take your hands down to your thighs. Hands might cup your knees or be on the fronts of your thighs. Breathe in to pull your heart forward and up. And exhale to draw your chin into your chest. Breathe in, pull the heart forward and up. And give your cow spine. And exhale, chin into chest. And then slowly just lift your head and lengthen your spine. Relax your hands down by your hips. Inhale, just the arms up and over above. And exhale to draw the palms down in front of your heart. You might soften your eyes or close your gaze. Perhaps feel the left palm pressing into the right palm. What does it feel like between the fingers, the skin between the hands? Interlace your fingers, left thumb in front, invert your palms to the front of your space. Breathe in to rise yourself all the way up. And as you exhale, lower yourself down, draw your chin to your chest, round in your spine. Breathe in to rise yourself up. Stay at the top. And then take a side bend over to the left. See if your tailbone can be pointing down to the earth. Keep pressing into your shins. Side bend over to your right. Equal weight in your legs. And then rise yourself all the way back up. As you exhale, we'll sit back down, reach the arms forward, draw your chin to your chest, and find a bit of rounding in the back body. And then you can release your hands down to your legs and slowly cup your hands to your knees, heart forward, cow pose. And exhale, chin to chest, cat. A few more times like this. Breathe in, heart forward and up. And exhale, draw it in. Last one. Inhale, heart forward and up. And exhale, chin to chest. And then this time we'll release the hands by the hips, heartless, headless. Letting yourself welcome the rest of your day. Inviting in the energy, your strength, your power beyond your imagination. And then inhale, your arms rise back up. And exhale, palms meet, take them down to your mat. We'll come onto hands and knees. Move any props off to the side, downward facing dog. And you can lift your hips up and back. Give yourself a moment to pedal through your feet. Anchor the hips, anchor the balls of your feet down and let your heels pedal a bit to find a bit more stretch, a bit more elasticity in the backs of your calves. And then we'll start to find stillness. Plug your hands in, spread wide through your fingers. Breathe in, the right leg rises up and back. And try to draw the left heel closer to the earth as you reach your right heel towards the sky. As you exhale, right knee to left elbow, cross the body, shoulders over wrists. Breathe in to rise your right leg back up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. And step your foot wide outside of your pinky. You might even use your hands to scoot the foot there. You can tense your fingers and inhale your right arm up to the sky. Always a great idea to take a block under the left hand if this feels like too much pressure on the fingers. Inhale to turn your heart and turn your gaze to the right or up to the sky. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale, your right hand comes down to your mat. You can tap your left knee down and untuck your toes. And then find your heart rising forward enough. So think of lizard, it's a variation of lizard pose. Think of your cow spine. Think of your upward facing dog spine. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. This time as you exhale, shift your hips back and you can flex through your right leg. You might straighten your right leg. Rounding over or tilting the pelvis forward to find a bit more of a straighter spine. Find a breath in. And exhale it out. As you breathe in, bend into your right knee, tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee, turn all the toes to the left, and then turn your left toes out. You're flexing your right leg. Skandasana to the back of your mat. Left knee is bent. One hand can come to your heart, or both hands can come to your heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathing in. Exhale, the hands come down. Wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. And take your hands out to your ankles and draw the crown of your head down towards your mat. Perhaps take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, right thumb in front, and reach the knuckles up and over your head. Be mindful of the balance in the body. Be mindful of your breath. If at any point your breath becomes restricted or choppy, begin to come back to the very first version of this posture and build it back up. Find another breath in. And exhale your hands down to the floor. You can lift your heart forward and then walk your hands to the top of your mat. Standing splits. You can lift your left leg to the sky and bow your knee towards your nose towards your right knee. Find an inhale and an exhale. One more, see if you can square your hips to your mat. And then exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat, plant your palms, downward facing dog. As you inhale, come forward into plank and lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Untuck your toes, backs of hands come to the mat alongside your hips. And then breathe and lift your heart forward. Keep the fingernails and the toenails connected to your mat. Find a breath in and a breath out. One more. Exhale, child's pose. You can shift your hips back to your heels. Knees can be wide, arms can reach forward, palms can face up. And find a breath in. The exhale grounds you back down, connecting yourself back to your resource. You're recollecting your energy. And then bring the palms to your mat. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. And find a breath in and a breath out. Breathe in, the left leg rises back up. Perhaps take your gaze back to those left toes, back to your right heel. Press into your palms. And embrace your strength. Celebrate your strength. As you exhale, left knee to right elbow. And then rise your left leg back up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. And step the foot wide outside of your pinky. We'll come onto the fingertips or blocks. And inhale your left arm all the way up. Perhaps rejoicing in all the space that you've created. And celebrating the expansion of your body. Perhaps expansion of your mind, your spirit. And then exhale, your left hand can come down. You can tap your right knee down, untuck the toes, and then pull the heart forward and up. Lizard pose, we're breathing into the right hip flexor. You can hug that left knee towards the left elbow. Find a breath in and a breath out. Breathing in. And exhale, shift your hips back, straighten your left leg. Bow inside. There's always more in each posture, no matter how many times we've done them. There's always a place that something we can learn, something that we can comprehend or learn about ourselves. So if you find that a posture, you've been here before many times, look for what is new, look for what is revealing about you. Breathe in to bend your left knee, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee. Turn all the toes to the right, and we'll come through our wide straddle into Skandasana, bending the right knee, right toes, point to the right, left leg straightens, and perhaps one or both hands to your heart. Find a breath in and a breath out. See if your right heel can stay connected to your mat. One more cycle. And then exhale, wide straddle, feet are parallel. If anything, the heels are out more than the toes.
And take your hands to the backs of your heels. Sits bones rise up to the sky. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale. Take your hands behind your back, left thumb on top, interlace, and perhaps reach the knuckles over your head, down to the floor. And then take your hands back down to the earth. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, walk your hands to the top of your mat. Turn all your toes forward, standing splits. Right leg is in the sky. Root down into your standing leg, your left leg, and feel into the ball of your foot, the heel of your foot. What does the mat, what does the earth feel like underneath your foot? And then as you exhale, we'll step the right foot to the back of your mat. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. As you inhale, come forward into plank and lower yourself all the way down. Once more, untuck the toes, hands alongside hips, fingernails down, toenails down. Heart lifts, shoulders lift, shoulder blades draw together. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full breath in. Exhale, lower yourself down, child's pose. A regathering, a reconnecting, a recollecting. Downward facing dog. As you're ready, lift your hips up and back and begin to walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. You can bow over your legs, and then we'll take the arms by the outside the legs, rise arms wide, lift up, stand up, reach tall. Exhale, palms to the heart center. Letting the eyes be soft or closed. And take a breath in, tracing the left side of the body from the left heel all the way up past the left hip. Left ear up to the crown of your head. And take a breath in the right side of your body from the right heel past the right hip, the right ear to the crown of your head. Take a breath in from the back body, the backs of your legs, the back of your pelvis, back of the shoulders, up to the crown of your head. And take a breath in from the front body, the fronts of your ankles, the fronts of your thighs, the front ribs, to the crown of your head. Hands can come down alongside your hips. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale to pour yourself forward down to your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, step or flip back, moving through Chaturanga or all the way down. Heart forward for Cobra or upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. A few breaths. Feel your strength in your down dog. Recommit to being present, to being active in your practice, to bringing the fire to your practice. Inhale to lift your heels, and exhale to step or float to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, bow yourself down. Breathe in, Urdhva Hastasana, reach your arms up. And exhale, palms to heart center. Beginning again, inhale, sweep up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, pour it forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the palms, step or float back, moving through your flow, lowering halfway or all the way. Heart forward for Cobra or Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Few breaths. Tracing your body with your breath. Notice if there's anywhere where you're resting in the bones. Can you reactivate? Can you re-engage there? Inhale to lift your heels. And exhale, step or float to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bow it down. Breathe in, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to the heart center. One more round. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or float back. You can always skip these, moving down halfway or all the way. Heart forward for Cobra or Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Child's pose is always an option. Few breaths. Perhaps bringing in some Avriti equal part breath to find balance in the breath, which becomes balance in the nervous system. Inhale to lift your heels, and exhale to step or float to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale to bow it down. Breathe in, rise up, reach your arms tall, and exhale, palms to heart center. And take your hands down by your hips, palms facing forward. And then as you're here, begin to bring the big toes together. We'll come into chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms reach alongside the head. Turn the palms to face towards the front of your space. And then see, where can you bring your strength into this without trying too hard? How can you trust that the strength that you have will hold you and that you can find a bit of ease within that? On your exhale, press the arms down and back, kind of a sweeping motion. And breathe in, sweep the arms back up alongside your ears. Exhale, sweep the arms down and back. And breathe in, lift your arms up alongside your ears. One more time. Exhale, sweep the arms down and back. And inhale, sweep them up. Come to stand up. Draw the left knee up in front. And then as you exhale, we'll take the palms and face them forward. Warrior 3, sweeping the arms with the leg. Give yourself patience, grace as you find your balance. You can always take your hands down to blocks or to the floor. Try to square your hips to your mat. I am in my practice just as much as you are in yours. Hands can come down to blocks of the floor. Lift your left leg up to the sky and draw your left knee into your nose and draw some circles with your left leg. And these can be kind of slow, they are steady. And draw your left knee into your nose. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Rise your body on up. Sink into your left hip. Soften in your shoulders. Perhaps take your gaze up. You could bring the palms together above your head and interlace the fingers, but keep the index fingers lifting up. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and straighten your right leg. And we'll take the arms out wide and down by the hips. You can have a soft bend in your right knee. As you reach your hands down to your mat, we'll step the left foot in enough for pyramid pose. So you want to feel a stretch in the back of your left leg, but you also want to have both of your heels down into your mat. If you'd like, you can take a block under your left hand, and we'll take the right hand to your right hip and turn the ribs to the right. So the legs stay square, stay in our pyramid pose, while the body, the torso rather, turns to the right. Perhaps take your right arm up to the sky. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale, your right hand can come down to your mat. And we'll bring the left foot to the back of the mat. 3-leg dog, plant the palms, right leg goes to the sky. So it's like downward dog, but your right leg is in the sky. You can bend your right knee and open your hip. Maybe draw some circles with your knee, with your ankle. Choose how you want to take up space. Choose how you want to embrace your power in this posture. And then extend your right leg long. 3-leg dog will come, 3-leg plank will come forward and lower the right foot down. Either move through a flow or press right into downward facing dog or child's pose, your choice. Lift your hips up and back as you're ready. And come back to your breath. Catch your breath. Catch up with you. How are you feeling? Which part of the practice is serving your body? And then inhale, the right leg rises high. Exhale, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Right foot forward, left foot to the back. Arms can open wide. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Finding space in the right lungs. And then warrior two. Breathe in, arms lift. Right leg straightens. And then take hold of your right wrist with your left hand and pull the right arm up and back. So it's a bit of a variation of reverse triangle. As you inhale, you can open the arms wide. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand down to right shin, left arm up. And think of your left hip and your right ankle kind of getting further from each other as you're here, finding more space along that line. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, warrior two. Sink into your right leg. Feel into both of your feet. Find grace in your power of this posture. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toes under. Supported warrior three. We'll come forward, perhaps using blocks or your hands on your floor. And then we'll take the right hand to the right hip and turn the body to the right. Perhaps the right arm lifts up. Try to keep your hips square to your mat. Left toes are facing the floor. Find a breath in. And exhale, forward fold. You can let the leg come down, the hand come down. You can even heel toe the feet as wide as your mat. And we'll take our yogi squat. You might even bring a block or two under your hips. And you can bring the palms together in front of your heart. Find a breath in. And a breath out. Resettling, recollecting. Coming back to you. You have everything you need to get through this practice. You have everything you need and more. Bring your hands down to your mat. You can lift your hips and parallel the feet. Go ahead and heel toe the feet together. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit the hips back and rise your arms up. Turn the palms forward. Exhale, sweep the arms down and back. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down and back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Once more. Exhale them back. And inhale them up. Rise all the way up. We'll draw the right knee up in front this time. Warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Hands sweep back. Right leg sweeps back. Take your time. This side will be different. We're all practicing this together. And this is a lifelong practice. So even if you've been practicing for a year or 5 years or 10 years, our body has different experiences that affect of how we show up over time. And this is part of our practice, is meeting ourselves where we're at. Hands can come down to your mat. Right leg can come back up to the sky, standing splits. And then draw your right knee into your nose and draw a few circles with your right knee. These can be as small or as big as you like. Take your time with them. There's no reward for the most circles. And then draw your right knee into your nose. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Rise yourself all the way up. Sink into the right heel. And lift your arms up. Perhaps lifting the corners of your mouth, lifting the corners of your eyes. Palms can come together above your head. Interlacing the fingers, index fingers can point up above you. Sink into the feet. Root into the feet, arms lift. Gaze can lift. Breathe in. And breathe out. Full inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and straighten your left leg. And exhale your hands down by your hips. And then we'll soften the left knee. Hands will come down to the mat. We'll step the right foot in enough for pyramid pose. Perhaps take a prop under your right hand as you take your left hand to your left hip. Turn your ribs to the left. Find a breath in and a breath out. Left arm can come up to the sky, breathing in and breathing out. One more. Left hand can come down, and we'll move our props out of the way. You can step your right foot back a bit further, palms down, 3-leg dog, left leg in the sky. It's downward facing dog with left leg in the sky. You can bend your left knee and open your hip if that feels good. Maybe wiggle the toes, wiggle the ankle. Try to keep your shoulders square to the top of your mat. And then extend your left leg long, square your hips. 3-leg plank, come forward and then lower through your flow as you would like. Moving at your pace, moving in a way that serves your body. And part of embracing our full power, our full potential, is also conserving and taking care of the energy and the power that we are aware of. Being mindful of not overextending, but being thoughtful about how we use our energy. Inhale, your left leg can rise up and back. And then exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. We'll step the left foot forward and rise ourselves on up. Arms can reach wide. Reverse your warrior, left arm up and back. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg, lift your arms. Hold your left wrist with your right hand, and take a variation of reverse Trikonasana. And lengthening in your left armpit, your left wrist, and then come forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand down, right arm up. Find your breath in, and your breath out. Full inhale, and exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Take your gaze over your left fingertips. Feel the inner thighs energized, working. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to the floor. Square your hips to the top of your mat. Supported warrior three. We'll come forward, perhaps using blocks under your hands. And we'll take the left hand to the left hip and turn the ribs to the left, perhaps reach the left arm up to the sky. Stay engaged in your right leg. So even though we've brought awareness to the front body, to the left side of the body, see if you can keep your awareness also in your right foot. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. You got this. Forward fold over your legs. You can shake your head side to side. Let it go. Maybe flutter your lips or sigh it out audibly. And then heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. We'll come back into our yogi squat. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. Eyes can be soft or closed. Send yourself gratitude. Send yourself joy. And then go ahead and you can lift your hips, and we'll come down onto our mat. So however that works best for you. You can move any props off to the side. We'll extend the legs forward out in front of us, and the feet can come as wide as your hips. If you would like, we can take a bit of a more restorative version of our Paschimottanasana. So if you'd like, you can take a block between your knees or calves, and you can take a little bend in your knees and flex through your feet. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you can bow yourself forward, perhaps taking hold of your big toes, and then you could rest your head down on your block. Let yourself soften. You may be choosing to take a more traditional forward fold. That is always an option as well. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale. One One more. And slowly release your hands from your feet. Roll your spine all the way up. We're going to bend the left knee and take the left foot inside of the right thigh. And we'll square our shoulders to our right foot. Breathe in, take your arms all the way up. And exhale to bow yourself over your right leg. And you may put a blanket or something under that left outer thigh. Sometimes it feels like it could use some extra support. And part of taking those extra supports in our practice is an act of self-care, is an act of empathy. So rather than thinking that, oh, the textbook of Janu Shirshasana shows that without knee props, that I too must not use any props. But this practice is about being intuitive and listening to our body, of self-inquiry. And we can do that through giving ourselves loving kindness when we need it. Inhale to slowly roll your spine up, and we'll just switch sides. Take your left leg forward, bend your right knee, right foot inside of left thigh. Arms can lift as you breathe in. And exhale to bow yourself forward over your left leg. And you may be focusing on the tilting of the pelvis forward. You may have your left knee bent. Or you might even have your hands down alongside the leg. Your version does not need to look like mine or look like someone's that you've seen before. As long as you are breathing into the space, you are focusing on the posture and how your body feels in the posture, you're in the right place. One more breath in. As you exhale, you can slowly bring yourself all the way back up, and we'll bend the knees. Scoot yourself forward if you are towards the back of your mat, and we'll reach the arms forward and roll ourselves all the way down into our backs. As you arrive here, take your feet as wide as your mat, and you can windshield wiper your knees side to side. Hands might be on the belly, they might be alongside your hips. Really nice, a few more. And then we'll walk heel-toe the feet in, hip distance apart. Brush your fingers across your ankles. Bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. You can lift your hips and perhaps interlace your fingers behind your back. This is also a great place to put a prop under your hips if you want a more restorative version. Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale. One more. And then exhale, lower your hips down to your mat. You can take your feet wide and windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then we'll go ahead and heel-toe the feet back, hip distance apart. We'll take another bridge pose. Your variation, you might even take full wheel. So find what works best for you and begin to lift your hips up. In whichever version you take, be mindful of being safe, taking care of your body. Again, that idea of what does this posture look like for me? What does my body need in this posture right now? Find a breath in and a breath out. Full inhale. And exhale. One more. You can release your hips down to your mat. Perhaps windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then we'll extend the left leg forward towards the front of your mat and draw the right knee in towards your chest. You may rock a little side to side. And then we'll take the right leg across the body over to the left side, supine twist. Your right arm can open out to the right. Gaze could go to the right as well. Feel yourself melting into gravity. There's areas of the body that are resisting the twist. See if you can kindly invite them to receive the twist. One more slowly come back to center. We'll extend the right leg long, draw the left leg in. And then we'll take that left leg over to the right for our supine twist. And again, your version will look different than me. If you need to move anything out of the way, I just had to move my plant out of the way. So make your space work for you. Find a breath in. Breath out, inviting your body to receive, inviting your body to embrace itself, embrace its power. Slowly come back to center. And you can draw the knees into your chest and draw circles with your knees over your hips. If you'd like to take a happy baby, you're welcome to take a happy baby. If you'd like to reach your legs up to the ceiling while on your back, or if you'd like to come into a headstand, feel free. Find, or even legs up the wall. So some variation where inversion, you're inviting inversion in the body. Give yourself 10 breaths here. Perhaps counting down from 10 all the way down to 1 with your inhales and your exhales. And taking your breath, taking your time with your breath. Perhaps a count of 4 on the inhale and a count of 4 on the exhale. And if you're in headstand and you feel ready to come down sooner, by all means come down sooner. You can also take a child's pose when you're coming out of your headstand. One more. When you're ready, you can bend the knees and bring your feet down. Come into a Supta Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open wide, palms can face up towards the ceiling. Allow your body to be drawn down towards the earth. Soften in the eyebrows, the jaw, tongue. And then when you're ready, you may extend the legs to the top of your mat for Savasana, for corpse pose, our final rest. And in your Savasana, allow the front body to rest down into the back body. You may trace your breath, or just notice your breath at the tips of your nostrils. And trace the breath from the tips of the nostrils to the center of the eyebrows. Noticing that you're drawing an inverted V, and perhaps that inverted V is the color of a light. Drawing the V, inverted V, by inhaling from the tips of the nostrils to the center of your eyebrows. And sending that air back out. A few more breaths focusing on the inverted V. If you find yourself trying too hard, you can let that go and just see, is that inverted V there if I'm not creating it? Can I witness it? Is it already there? And you can slowly begin to let that go. Let the body breathe you. bit more down to your mat. You don't have to hold on anymore. Perhaps feel the beating of your heart. Sense the weight of your body. And you can take a full breath in. Sigh out your mouth. You may reach the arms up and overhead, lengthening them out. And then as you're ready, you can roll over to one side of your body. You can rest your head on the arm below you. And you can press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Eyes can be soft or closed. Bring the palms together in front of your heart and rub the palms back and forth, generating heat, prana between the palms. And then you can take the palms and rest them over your eyes, sending that prana through the eyes, energizing the brain, lighting up the brain, bringing energy into the rest of your day, the rest of your body. You can bring the palms down in front of your heart. We'll close with the sound of Om. Om. Thank you for joining me. You have a beautiful rest of your day. May this practice serve your body. Thank you so much.